10 years ago, these purchases made perfect sense. Today, they're silently draining your bank account while you think you're being smart. The world changed, prices changed, value changed. But most people's spending habits stayed exactly the same, and it's costing them thousands every single year. You're wasting money on at least 5 things on this list right now. Not because you're stupid, because nobody told you the math changed. What used to be a good deal is now a trap. What used to be smart is now expensive stupidity disguised as responsibility. Rich people don't necessarily earn more than you. They just stopped buying these 10 things years ago, while everyone else kept paying full price for stuff that no longer delivers value. Today, I'm revealing 10 things that are no longer worth your money. Starting with the 2 biggest traps that lock people into financial prison for decades. If you want to stop funding these outdated money traps, smash subscribe and comment "No more traps" right now. Stay until the end, because thing number 10 can wipe out years of savings in a single decision. Here's the first trap, and it's the biggest monthly expense most people get completely wrong. Thing number 1, is your house making you poor? The biggest trap. Here's the first trap, and it's the biggest monthly expense most people get completely wrong. Most people spend 40 to 60% of their income on housing. They buy or rent based on ego instead of affordability. I deserve a nice place. I worked hard for this. So they stretch to the absolute maximum that the bank will approve. They get the beautiful home, the impressive address, the house that makes neighbors think they're doing well. Then reality hits. Nice home, empty bank account. House poor is a real condition, and millions of Americans suffer from it without even knowing the diagnosis. Here's what overspending on housing actually costs you. No money left for savings. No money for investing. No emergency fund, 1 car repair away from credit card debt. Trapped in a job you hate because rent is due on the 1st. Living paycheck to paycheck in a beautiful prison. Your house looks great on Instagram, while your financial future looks like a disaster movie. What parents afforded on 1 income in 1985 now takes 2 incomes and a prayer in 2025. Housing costs exploded while incomes crawled. What the bank says you can afford and what you can actually afford are 2 completely different numbers. Banks profit from lending you the maximum. They don't care if you can't save a dime afterward. I knew a couple who bought their dream home, $3,200 monthly mortgage on $6,000 income. Looked incredibly successful to everyone watching. Reality behind closed doors. Couldn't save, couldn't invest, couldn't take vacations, and fought about money constantly. Their neighbor rented a modest apartment for $1,400 and invested $1,500 monthly into index funds. 10 years later, the dream home couple is still paying that mortgage with 0 savings. The apartment neighbor retired early with a fat portfolio. Same neighborhood, same decade, radically different housing choices, radically different futures. Housing should be 30% or less of your take-home pay. Calculate what you're actually paying right now. If you're over 30%, you're house poor. Consider downsizing, moving somewhere cheaper, or finding ways to increase income. Your ego wants the big house. Your wealth wants financial freedom. They can't both win. Your house should support your life, not consume it. Rich people live below their means on housing so they can invest the difference. A modest home with a growing investment account beats a mansion with empty pockets every single time. Housing traps you every single month for decades. But there's another trap that can lock you into debt for decades before you even start your career. And millions of Americans fell for it without ever running the numbers. Thing number 2, is your college degree worth the debt? The education trap. Here's the trap that catches people before they even start their adult lives, and it can take decades to escape. Most people go to college because that's what you do. Graduate high school, pick a college, choose a major based on what sounds interesting, borrow whatever it costs, figure out the money later. Nobody sits down with a calculator and asks, will this degree actually pay for itself? So they borrow $40,000 to $150,000, graduate with a degree in something they loved studying, then discover the job market pays $35,000 a year for that passion. Spend the next 20 years paying for an education that never paid them back. Here's the brutal math nobody explains to 18-year-olds. College costs have increased 1,200% since 1980. Starting salaries did not increase anywhere close to that. Many careers that used to require degrees no longer do. Trade schools and certifications cost a fraction and often pay more. A degree is no longer a guaranteed ticket to a good job. It's an expensive bet that might not pay off. Average student debt in America, $37,000. Average starting salary for many popular degrees, $35,000 or less. You're starting your adult life underwater, paying interest on an investment that doesn't generate returns. Meanwhile, electricians and plumbers are making $70,000, $90,000 with zero debt and job security that college graduates envy. Two friends at 18 years old. First one borrowed $80,000 for a psychology degree because she loved psychology. Makes $42,000 a year now, still paying loans at 35, can't afford a house. The second friend did trade school for $8,000 total, became an electrician, makes $85,000 a year, owns a house and maxed out retirement accounts. First friend did the right thing according to society. The second friend is wealthy. Same starting point, different education choices. One is drowning in debt, one is building generational wealth. Before any degree, calculate the true cost versus the expected salary in that field. Research whether the career actually requires a degree or if there are alternative paths. Consider trade schools, certifications, apprenticeships, and self-learning. College can absolutely be worth it for specific careers that genuinely require it, and pay accordingly. But college as a default, without running the numbers, is how people end up with expensive paper and empty bank accounts. Education is valuable. Expensive education with no financial return is not. A $40,000 degree for a $35,000 job isn't an investment. It's a very expensive mistake with interest charges. Those are the two biggest life traps that lock people into financial struggle for decades. But now let's talk about the hidden fees and quiet scams that drain your money every single month without you even noticing they exist. Thing number 3. Are extended warranties a scam? The store's profit margin. Here's the hidden fee that retailers absolutely love because it's pure profit dressed up as protection. You know the moment. You're at the checkout about to pay for your new TV, laptop, or appliance. Cashier looks up and asks, "Would you like to add the extended warranty for just $89? Protects you for 3 extra years. Your brain panics. What if it breaks? What if something goes wrong? Better safe than sorry, right? So you say yes, pay the extra money, and walk out feeling responsible. Then you never think about that warranty again until you find the paperwork 3 years later while cleaning a drawer. Here's what's actually happening. Extended warranties are massive profit centers for retailers, sometimes more profitable than the actual products they sell. The margins on warranties run 50% or higher. They train employees to push them hard because that's where the real money is. Meanwhile, the fine print on your warranty excludes almost everything that could actually go wrong. Accidental damage? Not covered. Normal wear and tear? Not covered. What specific problem does your product have? Somehow also not covered. Products today are more reliable than ever. Most failures happen during the manufacturer's warranty period, which you already have for free. Your credit card probably includes purchase protection you don't even know about. That extended warranty you bought duplicates coverage you already have while adding exclusions that make it nearly useless. A man bought an $800 TV with a $150 extended warranty. Felt smart and protected. TV worked perfectly for 7 years, never needed a single repair. His friend bought the exact same TV, skipped the warranty, and invested the $150 instead. Both TVs worked flawlessly. The first guy paid $150 for peace of mind he never needed. The second guy's $150 grew to $280 in the same period. Multiply that across every TV, laptop, phone, and appliance purchase over a lifetime. Thousands of dollars wasted on protection you never use. Next time the cashier asks, your default answer is, no, thank you. Check your credit card benefits. Many include free purchase protection. If a product seems so unreliable that you need a warranty to feel safe buying it, maybe don't buy that product. Build your own emergency fund instead of paying for corporate warranty programs. Your emergency fund pays you interest. Their warranty pays them profit. Extended warranties are profit centers for stores, not protection for you. The money you waste on warranties you never use could actually grow in an investment account instead. Extended warranties drain you once per purchase. But there's another expense that drains you every single month, year after year. And most people never question it because switching feels like too much work. Thing number 4. Are you overpaying for car insurance? Paying for your laziness. Here's the monthly expense that insurance companies literally design around your laziness, and it's costing you hundreds every single year. Most people sign up for car insurance once and auto-renew forever. Set it and forget it. Assume loyalty gets rewarded with better rates over time. Never compare prices because that sounds like a lot of work. Meanwhile, insurance companies quietly raise your rates every renewal period. 2% here, 5% there. You don't notice because you're not paying attention. That's exactly what they're counting on. Here's the dirty secret of the insurance industry. New customers get better deals than loyal ones. They call it the loyalty penalty, and it's well documented. Companies spend millions acquiring new customers with competitive rates, then slowly increase prices on existing customers who won't bother shopping around. Your loyalty costs you money. Their profits depend on your laziness. Studies show the average person overpays $300 to $500 annually on car insurance simply because they don't compare prices. Some people overpay by $1,000 or more. Same exact coverage available cheaper somewhere else. But comparing prices takes 30 minutes, and 30 minutes feels like too much effort. So people pay the premium year after year while their money disappears into corporate profit margins. A woman paid the same insurance company for 12 years. Loyalty matters, she thought. Finally compared prices during her annual renewal. Same exact coverage, $2,100 per year with her current company, $1,400 per year with a competitor. Switched in 20 minutes, saved $700 annually. 12 years of loyalty cost her approximately $8,400 in overpayments. That money invested at 8% for 12 years? Over $15,000. She avoided 20 minutes of effort once a year, and it cost her a small fortune. Compare insurance prices every 12 months without exception. Use comparison websites. The entire process takes 30 minutes maximum. No brand loyalty, no emotional attachment, same coverage, lowest price. That's the only rule. Then, invest the savings and watch compound interest turn your 30 minutes of annual effort into serious wealth over decades. Insurance companies profit from your laziness. They're literally betting you won't spend half an hour comparing prices. They budget for customer inertia in their profit projections. Prove them wrong once a year. Those 30 minutes of effort could save you hundreds annually and thousands over your lifetime. Car insurance overcharges you through laziness. But there's another industry that used to save you money and now often costs more than the traditional alternative it was supposed to replace. Thing number 5. Is Airbnb still cheaper than hotels? The hidden fee illusion. Here's an industry that started as a money-saving revolution and quietly became more expensive than what it was supposed to replace. Most people assume Airbnb is automatically cheaper than hotels. They see a nightly rate of $150 and think they're getting a deal. Click book, feel smart, pack bags. Then the confirmation email arrives, and suddenly that $150 per night becomes something very different. Cleaning fee, $175. Service fee, $95. Taxes and other fees, $60. That 4-night budget trip just jumped from $600 to over $1,100. The cheap option isn't cheap anymore, it just advertises that way. Here's what makes this even more absurd. Hotels at similar total prices include daily housekeeping, front desk service, breakfast buffets, swimming pools, fitness centers, and easy cancellation policies. Airbnb at the same price gives you the privilege of washing your own dishes, taking out your own trash, and following a checkout checklist that feels like unpaid labor. You're paying hotel prices for the honor of doing chores on vacation. The platform that disrupted hotels got disrupted by its own greed. Cleaning fees that cost more than an entire night's stay, service fees that add 15% on top of everything. And here's the absurdity that breaks my brain. Properties that charge $200 cleaning fees and still ask you to start the laundry, strip the beds, and take out the garbage before you leave. You're paying them to clean, then cleaning anyway. That's not a deal. That's a scam with good marketing. A family booked an Airbnb, $180 per night, looked fantastic compared to nearby hotels. 4 nights should equal $720, right? Checkout total, $180 times 4 nights, plus $250 cleaning fee, plus $95 service fee, plus taxes equaled $1,125. Hotel nearby with the same dates, $2 and $20 per night all-inclusive, totaling $880. The hotel included daily breakfast, a pool, fresh towels every day, and 0 checkout chores. The family paid $245 more for the Airbnb and still had to wash dishes and start laundry before leaving. They're never making that mistake again. Always calculate the total cost, including every single fee, before booking anything. Compare that real total to hotels offering the same dates. Factor in what's included: daily cleaning, breakfast, amenities, and cancellation flexibility. Airbnb can still win in certain situations, but only after doing the complete math that most people skip. Airbnb isn't automatically cheaper anymore. The $150 listing that becomes $300 after fees, while you scrub someone else's pots, isn't a deal. It's a trap hiding behind a deceptively low advertised price. Those are hidden fees that drain your account while you think you're saving. But now let's talk about the psychological traps. The ones that make you feel like a financial genius while you're actually losing money. Thing number 6. Are sales actually costing you money? The discount illusion. Here's the psychological trap that makes people feel like smart shoppers while their bank accounts slowly empty. You know the feeling. Walking through a store, minding your business, when suddenly you see it. 50% off. Your brain chemistry changes instantly. Excitement floods in. Logic walks out. You weren't planning to buy anything, but that deal is too good to pass up. So you buy something you didn't want, didn't need, and weren't looking for, but you saved 50%. That item goes home, sits in a closet, and eventually gets donated to Goodwill with the tag still on. Congratulations, you played yourself. Here's the math nobody does in the moment. 50% off something you don't need equals 50% wasted. The original price could be $1 million. If you weren't going to buy it anyway, any amount spent is pure loss. You didn't save half. You spent half on something that provides 0 value in your life. That's not a deal. That's a donation to the retailer's profit margin. Retailers understand human psychology better than humans do. Sale prices are manufactured constantly. Some stores have items on sale 90% of the time. Original prices get inflated specifically to make the discount look dramatic. Limited time only creates false urgency that shuts down rational thinking. The entire sales system is engineered to make you spend more, not save more. And it works beautifully on everyone except people who understand the game. A woman was proud of saving $2,000 annually by shopping sales. Felt like a smart, financially savvy shopper. Then she did a closet audit. Found $3,000 worth of sale items, never worn, never used, tags still attached. She didn't save $2,000. She spent $3,000 on discounted garbage she never wanted. Her friend only buys items already on her shopping list, ignores all sales completely. Smaller closet, bigger bank account. One collected discounts, one collected wealth. Guess which strategy actually works? Before any sale purchase, ask yourself one question. Would I buy this at full price? If the answer is no, The discount is completely irrelevant. Walk away. Make a shopping list before entering any store and buy only what's on that list. Unsubscribe from sale notification emails. Remove the temptation entirely. A sale isn't savings if you weren't going to buy it anyway. 50% off something you don't need is still 100% waste. Retailers engineer sales to make you spend more, not save more. Don't fall for discount math that leaves you broke. Sales trick you into buying what you don't need at prices that feel like savings. But there's another savings strategy that wastes even more money while making you feel like the most responsible shopper in the store. Thing number 7. Is buying in bulk actually wasting your money? The warehouse waste. Here's the savings strategy that fills your pantry, empties your wallet, and sends money straight to your garbage can every single month. You walk into Costco with a short list and a membership card that makes you feel financially sophisticated. 3 hours later, you're pushing a cart the size of a small vehicle. 5 pounds of spinach because the per unit price was amazing. A gallon of mayonnaise because buying small is for suckers. 36 muffins because the math just made sense. You load the car feeling like a financial genius. 2 weeks later, you're throwing away brown spinach, hardened mayonnaise, and stale muffins. That incredible per unit price just became an incredibly expensive trip to the trash can. Here's the math that bulk buyers never do. The average American family throws away 20% of the food they purchase every single month. That's not a leak, that's a flood. Annual food waste in typical households hits $1,500 or more. You're not saving money buying 36 of something. You're prepaying for garbage. The per unit savings mean absolutely nothing if half those units end up in a landfill. Bulk buying only works under one condition. You actually consume everything you buy. For non-perishables, you use constantly. Toilet paper, paper towels, laundry detergent. Bulk makes sense. For perishables, fresh produce, or anything with an expiration date, the math usually destroys you. Saving 20% on food while wasting 30% of it means you're losing 10% overall. That's not a deal. That's expensive self-deception. A family bought bulk items convinced they were saving money. Monthly Costco trip, $600. Monthly food waste tracking revealed $180 worth of expired, stale, and forgotten items thrown away. Actual value received $420. Their neighbor shopped weekly in smaller quantities. $500 monthly spending, only $30 in waste, actual value $470. The bulk saver spent $100 more per month and received $50 less in value. The neighbor spent less, wasted less, and came out ahead. Bulk math only works if you eat everything you buy. Track your food waste for 1 month. Actually, look at what goes in the garbage. Buy bulk only for items you 100% before they expire. For perishables, smaller quantities and more frequent shopping trips almost always win. Calculate real value, not just per unit price. The cheapest food is the food you actually eat. A great deal on food you throw away is a terrible deal disguised as savings. Bulk buying wastes money on things you throw away. But there's another spending category where you throw money away on things that other people don't even want. And social pressure keeps you doing it year after year. Thing number 8. Are you wasting money on gifts nobody wants? The obligation trap. Here's the spending category that drains your bank account while filling everyone's closets with stuff nobody asked for and nobody wants. Think about the last 10 gifts you received as an adult. How many do you actually use? How many are still in the original packaging? How many went straight to the donation pile or regifting shelf? Now think about the last 10 gifts you gave. Same questions. The honest answer for most people? Maybe 1 or 2 items out of 10 actually brought value. The rest was obligation wrapped in pretty paper. Most adults spend $500 to $1,000 or more annually on gifts for people who can buy whatever they want for themselves. Birthday gifts, holiday gifts, just because gifts, thank you gifts. The gift-giving industrial complex keeps spinning, and everyone keeps buying things that nobody needs to give to people who don't want them. It's a massive wealth transfer from your bank account to retailers, disguised as love and celebration. Here's when gift-giving jumped the shark, when it became an obligation instead of joy. When I have to get something for Sarah replaced, I found the perfect thing for Sarah. When you spend 30 stressful minutes in a store buying something random because showing up empty-handed feels socially unacceptable. That's not generosity, that's expensive performance of generosity. An extended family had 15 adults exchanging gifts every Christmas. Each person spent $400 to $500 total on buying for everyone else. After Christmas, returns, donations, stuff shoved in closets and never touched again. One year, someone proposed the obvious solution. No adult gifts, only children receive presents. Everyone agreed immediately. The relief was visible. Nobody missed the obligation. Kids still had magical Christmas mornings. Adults invested that $400 each instead of wasting it on unwanted candles and gift cards that expire unused. The family became happier, wealthier, and less stressed. Nobody actually wanted the stuff they were obligated to buy and receive. Propose ending or reducing adult gift exchanges in your circles. Suggest Secret Santa to limit obligation. Give experiences instead of objects. Dinner together, concert tickets, shared adventures. Ask people what they actually want or agree to give nothing at all. Calculate your annual gift spending and consider what that money could become if invested instead. Gift giving should be joy, not obligation. If everyone is buying things nobody wants because it's what you do, everyone loses except the stores cashing the checks. Gifts waste money on things nobody wants out of social obligation. But now we get to the silent killers. The expense is so small you don't notice them destroying your wealth $1 at a time until the damage is done. Thing number 9. Are small daily purchases keeping you broke? Death by 1,000 cuts. Here's the silent wealth killer that nobody tracks because each individual cut seems too small to matter until you're bleeding out financially. $5 for coffee this morning, no big deal. $12 for lunch because cooking felt like too much effort. Whatever. $8 on snacks and a drink from the convenience store. It's nothing. $20 on random Amazon purchases that seem like a good idea at 11 p.m. Who cares? You never track these expenses because individually they feel insignificant. But they're not insignificant. They're murdering your wealth one tiny transaction at a time while you look the other way. Here's the math that should terrify you. $10 a day in small, untracked spending equals $3,650 per year. $20 a day, which is shockingly easy with modern convenience, equals $7,300 annually. Invest that $7,300 at an 8% return for 30 years, over $800,000. You're not spending pocket change. You're spending a retirement fund, one latte and lunch combo at a time. The problem with small spending is invisibility. You feel every big purchase. A $500 expense hurts, and you remember it. But 50 $10 purchases over a month, you have no idea where that $500 went. It just evaporated. Your bank statement shows dozens of small transactions you barely recognize. Death by 1,000 cuts doesn't feel like anything until you're wondering why you can't save money despite making a decent income. 2 coworkers with identical salaries. First one, daily coffee shop visits, lunch out most days, random small purchases that felt harmless. Never tracked anything because it's just small stuff. Second one, coffee from home, packed lunches, and tracking every single dollar. Both believed they lived similar lifestyles. End of the year, first coworker saved $800 total. The second coworker saved $9,200. Same income, same job, same city. The $400 difference came entirely from just $10 here and there. Small spending created a massive wealth gap between 2 identical earners. Track every single purchase for 30 days. Every coffee, every snack, every random buy. Calculate your daily average on small, unplanned spending. Multiply by 365. See the annual damage. Then cut that number in half and invest the difference. Watch compound interest transform your small daily discipline into serious long-term wealth. Small spending is invisible spending. And invisible spending is wealth-killing spending. You don't notice $10 leaving your wallet, but you definitely notice $800,000 in your retirement account 30 years from now. Small daily spending bleeds you slowly without you ever noticing. But there's one final trap that can wipe out years of careful saving in a single moment, and millions of people fall for it every time something starts trending. Thing number 10. Is your investment actually gambling? Gambling in a suit. Here's the final trap, and it's the one that can erase years of careful saving in a matter of weeks when you get it wrong. Your coworker won't stop talking about this amazing investment. Social media is flooded with people showing their gains. Everyone seems to be getting rich except you. Fear of missing out takes over. You take money you've been saving for years and put it into something you can't actually explain. You don't understand the business model, the risks, or why it should be worth anything. But it's going up and everyone's buying, so it must be good. 3 months later, you've lost 70%. Years of disciplined saving, gone. And you still can't explain what you bought. Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to admit. If you can't explain an investment to a 10-year-old, you don't understand it. And if you don't understand it, you're not investing. You're gambling. Real investing means understanding what you own, why it has value, and what risks could make it worthless. Anything else is speculation dressed in financial vocabulary. Social media made this infinitely worse. Every cycle produces stories of overnight millionaires that go viral, while the millions who lost everything stay silent and embarrassed. You see the winners constantly. You never see the losers, so you think everyone's winning except you. That's not reality. That's survivorship bias weaponized by algorithms. The casino doesn't advertise its losers either. A guy heard about cryptocurrency from a coworker who couldn't lose. Invested $25,000, his entire savings from 5 years of careful work. Couldn't explain what he bought beyond, it's going up and everyone's buying. 6 months later, his $25,000 was worth $6,000. 5 years of saving were destroyed in half a year because he invested in something he couldn't explain to save his life. The coworker who recommended it lost everything too. Neither understood what they bought. Both paid the price that gamblers always eventually pay. Before any investment, ask yourself, can I explain this to a child? If you can't clearly describe what you're buying, how it makes money, and what could go wrong, you don't understand it. Don't buy it. Stick to what you understand. Broad index funds, basic real estate principles, simple business models. Let other people gamble on things they can't explain. If you can't explain the investment, you're not investing, you're gambling, and the house always wins against gamblers who don't understand the game. So there it is, 10 things that are no longer worth your money. But before I let you go, let me tell you why avoiding these traps is the fastest path to building real wealth without earning a single dollar more. 10 years ago, many of these purchases made sense. Today, they're silently draining bank accounts everywhere. The world changed. Prices changed, value changed. Your spending habits need to change too. 10 things no longer worth your money. Overspending on housing, degrees that don't pay off, extended warranties, overpriced car insurance, Airbnb's hidden fees, sale items you don't need, bulk food you waste, unnecessary gifts, daily small spending, investments you don't understand. Rich people don't earn more than you. They just stopped falling for these traps years ago. They do the math. They question assumptions. They update their spending while everyone else keeps paying for yesterday's value. Avoiding these 10 traps could save you $5,000 to $20,000 annually. Invested over decades, that's hundreds of thousands, possibly millions. This week, audit your spending against this list. Find one trap, stop it, redirect that money. Which trap have you been falling for? Comment on the numbers 1-10. Hit subscribe because next week I'm revealing what wealthy people spend money on instead, the purchases that actually build wealth. The world changed. Stop paying for outdated value at today's inflated prices.